Good morning. When you look at Africa, the story of Africa is not a happy one. For the longest time, every time Africa is discussed, the subject is disease, it's conflict, it's poverty, it's underdevelopment. It's all of these negative things. We grew up learning about the slave trade, learning about colonialism. You get the feeling that Africa's lot is one of struggle. So you begin to ask the question, can Africa really be redeemed? Can things ever improve for Africa and her people? If you're like me, this question bothers me all the time. Here's the point. There is no country in the world that does not have poor people. There's no country in the world that finally has found a solution to underdevelopment, a solution to poverty. Every country has these problems. But what we're discussing here is the proportion of the people that are living in abject poverty. Africa has the highest number. The few that can be said to be doing very well here in Africa are indeed very few. A very tiny number. Nothing to write home about. The majority of Africa's people live under abject poverty. They do. There was a time when we all thought that colonialism was the reason Africa lagged behind in development. Well, we have been independent for over 5, even 6 decades now. Yes, we are still dealing with the effects of colonialism, but have we done anything really to improve things from where the colonialists left off? Your guess is as good as mine. The answer to that question is not a very good one. We've not done very well. So now, I think time has come for us to take stock and ask the question, can Africa be redeemed? Can things ever change for our continent? Can we get to the level of development that the rest of the world has gotten to? There's good news. The good news is that, first of all, Africa has achieved quite a lot in terms of knowledge acquisition, in terms of skilling up her people, in terms of manpower, in terms of human resource. I think Africa can boast a very good number of very well-educated people. And some of them, fortunately or unfortunately, are actually out there helping the rest of the world with their own development. And I have no doubt that if Africa got on the developmental trajectory that she needs to get on, a lot of those patriotic citizens can come back and contribute to the emancipation of this continent. So, we have the manpower. And I think that's a beginning point. We need to realize that we have what it takes. We have the knowledge. We are well exposed now. So what's missing? Over the next few weeks, the next few months, and perhaps years, I think a dialogue, a conversation needs to begin. What can we do to turn around the fortunes of our continent? What can we begin to do to change things for the better? It's not acceptable that on this continent you have millions of people that cannot even access good and clean drinking water. It's not acceptable that here on this continent you still have people that are dying of entirely preventable diseases such as malaria. It is not acceptable. Those are things that we can manage. And we need to manage those things. So where do we begin? Well, for my part, mindset change is critical. Mindset change is very, very important if we are going to begin an upward trajectory of development on the continent. Mindset change can mean a lot of things. In this particular respect, I'm talking about the need for us to believe that, first of all, that we can do it, we have the capacity, we have everything it takes to achieve the development that we need for this continent. So the belief is going to have to happen first. You see, you cannot achieve a goal unless you believe that you can actually achieve that particular goal. So let's believe in our own God-given capacity. Mindset change has to occur also at the level of how we think. We must stop thinking that people have to come from somewhere to change things for us. We must begin to realize that unless we take the leading role ourselves as Africans, nobody is coming to the rescue. We are going to have to do it ourselves. Mindset change. It has to happen. It must occur. I mean, look at us. 90%, in certain cases, even up to 100% of what you use every day, from the bed that you sleep on, from the plates that you use in the kitchen, from everything that you need, 90% of Africans use imported items, imported goods. That cannot be a proper state of affairs. It cannot be the way things must go. No, we must begin to make 80% of what we use, of what we need. We must begin to make everything. We must begin to create industry. But all of that requires a mindset change. A mindset change that says what we produce locally must be given first priority. We cannot prioritize other people's products ahead of our own. It's not proper. So, mindset change is the point that I want to emphasize today. There are a whole lot of areas in which we need to begin to change the way we think, including the fact that we must just basically trust one another. We must get over these ideas that I'm superior to the other one because I was born in this tribe. I'm superior to the other one because of whatever issues. We are the same. We must begin to trust one another. And the reason that's important is that we are going to need everyone. There's not a single one of us who can do it all by themselves. We can't do it. We can't do it on our own. We're going to need the help of other people. That thinking of superiority over another person must change if we're going to cooperate. And we need to cooperate. If we're going to compete with the rest of the world, we must cooperate with one another. So, I need you to subscribe to our channel and look forward to the next video on this question: can Africa be redeemed? Can things actually turn around? We're going to go into a lot of space exploring the opportunities that exist on the African continent and what we can do collectively. So please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much.